J-Hope just went into the military. He's the second member from BTS to go into the military. We all sensed this was coming, and we got some messages that he was going in. And now that it's finally happened, we're doing a video today about why we will miss J-Hope. So Donna, what are some of the reasons why you're going to miss J-Hope?
Well, the main reason I think is his laugh. His laugh is just so memorable, it's sort of like, and, he just brings so much joy to people. And in fact, I actually talked to a friend of mine who is big time ARMY, and I asked her who her bias was. And she actually said J-Hope. And I asked her why. And she said, that sometimes things are sad at home, and when that happens, she just feels like she needs to, she turns to J-Hope, and that just...
You told me that her husband was sad.
No.
Don't lie. You said her husband was sad and that she likes J-Hope because he's happy.
Right.
Which makes sense to me. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. People are different, and there's nothing wrong with being a sad person or a depressed person. And if you can get something from, I think that's one of the great things about BTS is that they provide things like that. And that was really unexpected when you told me that story, and I found that to be very heartwarming. And I think
it's not me, by the way.
Yeah, right, exactly. My friend. No, but seriously,
no, it's really not.
I think it's cool to find solace in our idols. So I too found his incredibly affable and joyful personality very, addictive. It's easy to kind of forget that that's there all the time because he's just generally like that when he's in BTS. But
yeah, and he's kind of like
take that out, it'd be something majorly missing.
Oh yeah, I mean he's he gives the group so much energy when he's with the other BTS members. He's always joking around. He's kind of like the Energizer Bunny, I think, of BTS, big time, except when he drinks.
I know. There's this, he kind of gets sullen and very moody and quiet.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I'm going to miss about J-Hope will be his dancing. I don't know about you, Donna, but one of the first things that I noticed when I was discovering BTS was J-Hope's hip-hop dancing. I watched videos of him practicing, and I grew up getting into hip-hop right when it started. Starting with Grandmaster Flash and breakdancing and pop locking and Egyptian... We party all night. I was right into all that stuff right when it happened. And then, of course, hip-hop evolved and it got away from a lot of that stuff. But when I first saw him dance practicing and doing what looked like very classic old-school hip-hop moves and also updating it, I couldn't help but be incredibly drawn in. Honestly, I was just thinking to myself, this guy's a world-class hip-hop dancer, and this is just really strange that this is existing in a K-pop group.
Yeah, I mean, I love his dancing. And I've even heard you say that you think that he's the best dancer in K-pop.
There are times that I feel that way, except sometimes when I see Jimin and Jungkook dance, I think they might be better in certain ways. But it's interesting because so many of the best dancers in K-pop are all in BTS. But,
right.
But I find it fascinating that he's the dance captain.
3 그다음에 쿵짝 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 부부 1 and 2 and 5
Right.
And you've told me that you've watched him in the rehearsals and noticed that the way he sort of leads the group as far as the dancing is concerned.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has these eagle eyes, so he's even when he's dancing, it's you can really tell that he's concentrating a lot, not just on himself, but on everybody else, and just sort of really watching to see if they're all truly very synchronized.
Yeah, I can see that he would be the impetus behind that incredible level of synchronization, which I think is one of the strongest aspects of BTS, their uncanny ability to do that. There was a group called Jabberwockies. They would wear these white masks, and they were just super incredibly precision on their synchronization. And when I first saw BTS dancing, my first thinking was, wow, they remind me of them. And I wonder if J-Hope was a fan of them and inspired by them. But whether he was or not, BTS accomplishes that level, and it does appear that J-Hope was instrumental in them accomplishing that level. So before we get on to the next subject of this episode,
There's so much to say.
There's so much to talk about, but we'd like to ask all of you out there to subscribe to our channel if you like our videos. And you can hit the
Notification bell.
The notification bell, right.
Ding, ding,
And
ding.
also, if you have some thoughts about J-Hope's dancing, please put them in the comments. But Donna, you wanted to talk a little bit about J-Hope's singing and rapping style and the qualities of his rapping. Tell us a little bit about that.
He has, in my opinion, one of the most unique rapping/singing voices in K-pop. I would almost say that he has 3 voices in one, the low register, middle register, and high register. But like his low register is growly or raspy, but sometimes it's just low and kind of smooth. And you're just like, whoa, where did that come from? And then his mid-range is really raspy, distorted almost. And sometimes he'll do like these really cool swoops. And then in his high range, it almost has that kind of Cypress Hill, gritty, whiny sound. And a lot of times he'll go from one voice to another all in one song or all within one phrase. A really good example of that is his song intro Boy Meets Evil.
어두워져가 내 미래의 빛 지기 어린 사랑의 이른 꿈을 내 야망의 도끼 매어 칼을 갈았지 뭐 참을 수 없는 내 욕심에 칼을 무뎌져 알고 있었다.
That's actually one of the first solos he did within like the BTS Wings era. But some of his solo work too, I think Hang Sang is a really good example of that kind of, you know, gritty, whiny sound. And then also bassline. I really, really love bassline. Bassline, it's almost like he's kind of showcasing those 3 different voices.
Baseline 내 삶 속의 baseline 내 성공의 baseline baseline 지금부터 bass time 느껴지는 bass time and you see my baseline.
And he even like puts different production, and it's almost like he's doing these like call and response sections but just by himself, and it's showcasing different parts of his voice. It's really cool. And then towards the end there's like this scratching turntable sound. His voice like melts into this scratching sound. It's like where you almost can't tell the 2 apart. It's really cool.
For me, like one of the things that J-Hope brings is like this kind of wild quality. He's so unbridled, and it reminds me of the Beastie Boys. Recently, I was learning ABBA's Dancing Queen. I was listening to the vocals only YouTube video on them, and I was trying to work out the chord progression, but I discovered that on the 3rd time through the song, the vocals get really wild.
Dancing Queen, feel the beat from the tambourine. Oh, yeah.
And it really helps build the song to like this climax. And I find that like with pop music and rock music, it's just like that quality, or hip hop or rap or whatever, that quality really makes music exciting and memorable. And I think that J-Hope brings that quality to BTS. And his solo work, whether it was Arson or More or you know, some of his mixtape recordings, I just think that that's a really strong, unique quality that he enhances BTS's style.
Kind of wild and adventurous, but also very controlled and very rhythmically precise.
Yeah, that's it for this episode, and tune in.